Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be building a $550 budget PC, and this is exactly how it's going to go down. I've got a GeForce RTX 3050 graphics card, a Pro H610MG, it is Wi-Fi, DDR4 motherboard from MSI, a compact EVGA 650 BP power supply, 80 plus bronze rated. In the front here I have a NVMe SSD. It is 1 terabyte, and then a 116 gig stick, although you could use 2 8 gig sticks. I actually just found that it was cheaper to use the 116 gig stick. I do also have a copy of Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Pro key. I just figured let's do this legit. Let's build a PC for $550 on a budget. And then the most important thing, I guess the most important thing, our Intel i3 12100F CPU. So I have a budget breakdown right here. I'm going to give you the full rundown on the total. Our CPU came in at $84.75. Our motherboard came in at $89.99. Our memory, the 116 gig stick, came in at $28.99. Our storage came out to $54.99. The video card came out to $174.99. I do have a case over here. I'll show you that in a moment. That came out to $63.90. And the power supply came out to $48.99. Now the total of this build was $546.60. Keep in mind this is all brand new parts. None of these are used. These are directly from Newegg and Amazon and all that good stuff. These have not been used in Pcbuild yet. And a lot of people were really critical of the RTX 3050, so I'll get that out of the way now. With the graphics card and the CPU that I selected, it's fairly seamless. Now I could have gone with an i5 12400. That CPU is good. It would have been about $30 more, pushing over the budget. If you can afford it, I would go with that option. But for the price that I'm paying, I'm getting exactly what I need. And after looking at a bit of performance from the games that I play and from the software that I use, there really wasn't much difference. So I was willing to save the $30 and go with an i3. A lot of people will tell you for the same price of this build that I have here, you could go AMD, and that's true. You could go with a Ryzen 5 and a 6600 XT or equivalent graphics card for the same price, but I have had AMD. The PC that I had, by the way, I'll link that in the description below. That video that I did 5 years ago when I had my first gaming PC was AMD. But I'm going to switch over to Intel and NVIDIA and see if I like it. So let me start breaking this down. So I'm going to start with some of the smaller stuff that we have. I've got a 16 gig DDR4 RAM stick. I only went with one. I know a lot of people will tell me I should go dual channel. I think I'm going to stick with this though. I did also pick up this 4x4 PCIe Express UD85 NVMe SSD, whatever you want to call it. It was the best deal, and from what other people were saying on Reddit, this was probably my best bet compared to getting like something that's Kingston or whatever else. I also have a copy of Windows 10 Pro. So got that on a boot drive or on a USB boot, and that's how we're gonna be putting this whole thing together. Let's then move to the CPU. Now I decided to go with a 12th gen i3, specifically the 12100F. I went with the F because I do have dedicated graphics. I'm not worried. And for anyone saying, well, what are you going to do if your graphics card needs an update or it shits the bed? Well, then I'll probably just use my RX 550 for my previous build and deal with that. I'm not worried about that necessarily. All right, let's go ahead and get this open. And we're going stock cooler. For an i3, you can still go stock cooler. If we were talking like an i7 or an i9, I would absolutely be buying a nicer cooler, but for what I've got here, there's no need to go extra on the cooler. This is a budget build. Got the i3 sticker. Here we've got our i3 processor, our CPU. So the goal of this build was to have the most bang for your buck. I do think that I did get the most bang for my buck. Also, as you can see, we do have that applied thermal paste on the bottom of our cooler. I have seen a ton of hate on these Intel stock coolers. I'm not going to justify that, nor am I going to be critical or positive about it. This is going to be something that is a wait and see. We'll see what my levels are when I get started, and I'm kind of going to go from there. But for now, we can stay stock. Next thing is going to be our RTX 3050. Now, this is a 6 GB dual fan version, the OC version, the OC edition. And here it is. Again, all these parts are brand new. Ideally, you could have this build for a little less, but when it came to the used pricing of these parts, as well as the the used and the new market, there wasn't too much of a difference, so I decided to go with the new parts. I'm gonna start by peeling that. Look at this. Hang on, listen to this. Oh, that wasn't that good. I actually thought it would be a little better. All right, so here is our GeForce RTX 3050. Again, it is not like it's the greatest graphics card that you can buy. However, for what I'm building, I think this is a nice price on a nice graphics card. Can't complain. I almost forgot about the field down here. Again, I haven't built a PC in a while. I have just kind of been tearing this up and down, and very excited to throw this in. All right, let's move over to the motherboard. Now, I went with Wi-Fi on this because I have my router downstairs. I will likely use an Ethernet connection, but again, it is that just in case I wanted to have Wi-Fi on this board. This includes everything, SATA cables, connectors for Wi-Fi, all that fun stuff. IO shield. This is pretty cool. We did get a nice little MSI sticker in there. I believe this is the BIOS CD. No, sorry, excuse me. This is just the driver CD. Got the M2 locker and antennas for Wi-Fi. And everything looks so good when it's brand new. It looks so crisp, so clean. Yeah, and there is our Pro H610 MG Wi-Fi DDR4 board. I'm surprised there's still a PS2 slot on this motherboard. Last but not least, maybe the thing that'll blow this entire PC up. I'm kidding. I ran a lot of research. I did a lot of research on this, and EVGA, the 650 BP, is probably one of the best bets, best bang for your bucks. At under 50 bucks or right at 50 bucks, you would probably be skeptical, and right to be so. But it is EVGA. The only reason that it's so cheap is because it's compact. Now, the case that I went with, originally I was going to go with a micro ATX. I actually went with a mid ATX. That's the reason why I bought this power supply. That's why I went with a 650 watt. This PC, the max it's going to pull is probably 300 watts. However, I want something rated. I want something stable. Even if it's just bronze rated, it is still 80 plus rated. That's the best way to go in my opinion. Really, my only concern is about to be, will it fit in the case? Will it be stable in the case? That's the only thing I'm actually worried about. So we got our screws, little safety information. I forget, did I buy this fully modular? Is it fully modular? I don't remember. I forget if it's non-modular or fully modular. I think it's full. We got power supply, our power cable. I mean, it's the same size as a regular power supply. However, it's just, you can see, it's a little thinner, still the same width. It is just a little thinner in that bay. All right, well, I guess it is time to begin building our PC. I will now show you the case, and then I will do a time lapse of us building. I'm probably gonna give a lot of you anxiety for what I'm about to do. Just relax. I'm a professional, not really. Okay, having technical difficulties getting this out. Look at this. Get this out. Oh God. Come on. Just come out. Ah. All right. Finally, our case. Now, I really like the tint on this. Oh, I almost just knocked over the case. I really like the tint on this. I like the way that this case is built. You've got front glass, you've got side glass. I didn't want straight airflow front to back. I'm actually okay with the 2 side vents, 1 exit. I didn't mention it. I don't think I mentioned the model of this case. It is a Montech XR mid-tower. Got a little dust screen right here. Building this tonight, and wish me luck. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put our i3 in the socket. This is like always the most stressful part. Let it lay down. Okay. Should not be recording this with one hand, however I am. Ooh, should I be that much tension? Should it be pain to push down? Looks like it's in the right slot. Yeah, looks like it's in the right slot, okay. Hey guys, it's been quite some time. There it is. Our i3, although it looks like it's upside down. I'm just gonna turn the box. Our i3 is in place. There we go. All right, that is now in place. All right, now it's sticking up all weird, and I'm going to get it screwed in. With my screwdriver that is now screwed in place, let's, I guess, get on to adding the Wi-Fi to the board. So that'll be done in just a moment, and I'll take care of that right now. All right, actually, forget about the Wi-Fi card right now. I did get the fan installed with the thermal paste. It is looking good. As always, I can hold it up by that too. So solid. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, we'll add our video card in a little bit, but in the meantime, let me just go ahead and get this installed in the case. All right, well, I do have the motherboard installed. I think the biggest problem was the IO shield, although I kind of figured that out. Stands are in. We are looking good to go here. Now just for the peripherals and to get everything plugged in, check it out. All right, so now we've got our beautiful graphics card installed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna worry about these fans, because I actually just spent like 45 minutes on trying to figure out how the fans are daisy chained, and I gave up. So I will check back with you guys in a bit. So at this point, I have plugged everything in, got all my power cables connected, got my power supply installed, and we're gonna run a test boot. We'll see if it runs. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to figure this out tomorrow, but if it runs, we'll continue. Fingers crossed. Nope. No. No. Okay, wait, I got it. However, oh, I did have a debug LED up there, and it went away. No, oh, well, okay, well, we got one debug LED. CPU or memory change, please enter setup to configure your system. Okay, we're gonna run that really quick, and it just shut down. All right, time to figure out what's wrong with the PC. Fans are running. Thank God. That's exactly what I was hoping. Oh, and we got into the BIOS. And we're in the BIOS. Let's go, baby. We are in. Sorry, it's just been so long since I built a PC, and I'm so happy right now. Again, we do have a debug light, so we're gonna figure out what that's about. Yeah, definitely gotta figure out what that's all about. All right, let me just get this peel really quick. This is bothering me. So at this point, I have made a massive, massive mess of my living room, and I'm gonna be taking a break. We did get the boot. Windows will be installed tomorrow, and I will continue after that. All right, so I did try to install this Wi-Fi antenna port. The only thing that I'm noticing is that it does need to go to that chip there. I don't know if I can reach it. I also don't have any soldering tools, so I hope we can just get Wi-Fi on board. So we're gonna see. I have the Windows 10 boot key, and I have it loaded up there. Let's boot again. And oh, yeah, I should probably turn the PC on. All right, let's boot again. Still looking good. And we could probably, I guess we can wait to get to the BIOS here. It is taking a minute to boot. Let's go ahead and let that run. Yeah, do have the boot light coming on, which is promising. Yeah, memory changed. And we are going to press F1 to begin our setup. If this wants to work. Yeah. There we go. BIOS is now running. All right, so we can tools Windows memory diagnostic. Looks like we do have an issue with the memory. That's okay. I am just gonna run our 64-bit setup. You guys can ignore the nastiness on my screen here. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and restart. At this point, the install is beginning, and yeah, I'll be back once we boot into Windows. Well, I have the PC booted up. But some of you are probably wondering, what went wrong? A lot. First of all, that Windows 10 boot key that I had was super old. And when I say old, I'm talking like 11 years old. It was like 2013 Windows 10. I used a Windows 11 boot key, and I was finally able to get in. So let's run some tests. All right, so there it is. Look at the reflection on that. We got the greatest quarterback of all time in there, Lamar Jackson. My AC is running in the background, but to give you guys an idea, these fans are absolutely silent. Absolutely silent, and I love it. This is incredible. I'm so happy I have this. All right, so basically I'm gonna install all my drivers, specifically the Wi-Fi driver, get this all set up, and then we will be good to go. In this video, I likely won't go through all of the performance, but again, we are getting our 3050. I just activated Windows 11. Again, the issue was that I had a really old copy of Windows 10, but we did get NVIDIA GeForce Experience ready to go. I am downloading the Epic Games Launcher, and then a classic, of course, Minecraft. I did test RTX on here. Again, because it is the cheapest RTX card that you can buy, it's not going to be the greatest performance. I'm gonna make some adjustments, of course, because this does not look exactly the way that I want. Like, I will show you, for example, start moving around. We do run into some issues with motion blur. As you can see all the reflections, like down there. You can see the reflections. The reflections look incredible. They look immaculate on this. But as you can see, you know, we look up and then it's really clean, and then you look back down and it gets choppy. So I'm gonna make some adjustments to this. I may just overclock because, you know, I have the ability to. I have the ability to do that, the power supply to do that. Oh, look at that. But anyways, this is RTX Minecraft, and I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, this does have ray tracing on. This room looks really good. And then if we break down to Bedrock, oh, this is sick. Bedrock looks really good. As you can see, the water reflections are pretty crazy. You break down. Now, as you can see, you look up
and it becomes regular Minecraft that can move around. Obviously, it looks pretty good. You get back up here, then we start losing some frames. I should put the FPS up here right now, just to show you guys what that looks like. All right, so we do have our frame rate up. I've got it at 30. So, I mean, that is the standard frame rate that I've got going on here. Even if I were to drop down, it gets back all the way up to where we want it. Either way, that is Minecraft. I have it stuck at a 60 frame minimum. So, I mean, this is not or 60 frame maximum rather. This is not super accurate. Again, I am gonna do some testing with these ray tracing, these RTX worlds. But yeah, that's what I've got. And then on my other screen, I have, you can see me right here, I've got my other screen here. You can see that I've got my OBS set up, well actually Streamlabs set up, for when I end up streaming. So yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, so that is going to do it for this video. I will make another video with performance. The video that I made for my last PC was 1 year later, how it's holding up today. I may do something like that, but I may do something sooner. Just giving you guys an idea of what to expect from this setup. I got a brown switch keyboard, got an HP gaming mouse, some cheap headset. And yeah, this was a $550 gaming build. Now, what I'm personally going to do is, and what I already have done, is upgraded the RAM. I put in 32 gigs of RAM, so I can have that dual channel. And you'll see that 3050 graphics card, that has been upgraded to a 3050 8 gig instead of the 3050 6 gig. It was the same price used, so I figured let's do it. I'm going to return that old one. And then, just adding the extra memory. This is for personal, but if you want the same exact performance, go with what I got. If you've only got $550 to your name, if you got like $600 to your name, you can do the upgrade that I did. But if you've got $550 to your name, this is your best bet.